Mommy's very angry. Because now, we got us a baby T-Rex from the Amber collection. Join me as we unbox this new edition.
And hey there, folks, if you have not subscribed yet, I just want to take this opportunity to remind you, we post 2 or 3 videos a week, and we're going to be bringing a lot more content to you on the road to Dominion. You don't want to miss any of that, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you know when we're posting. And yeah, so Amber Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. Having been trapped and treated as bait, the injured infant Tyrannosaurus Rex is rescued and cared for by Dr. Ian Malcolm's team. After creating a makeshift cast for the Tyrannosaurus Rex's broken leg, the team is on edge and over the edge when 2 very angry visitors arrive. And yeah, there's another little reference to the very angry mummy. And as you can see, this one has the Lost World Jurassic Park logo on the side, like all the other Amber Collection figures. These are kind of awesome. If you wanted to leave them boxed and file them away on a shelf, those logos would look great actually as the bookends. It's a very green collection of dinosaurs. So I just want to say first off that the finish on the compies is 100% spot on. The baby Rex, a lot of folks I've seen have expressed some concern about, the hyper green look to it. And I'll say this, it looks better in person. It looks better in hand than it does on camera, in the photos. I'm sure some of you know, if you've been collecting for a little while, that for some reason, certain colors just don't photograph as well. And they look different when you have the finished product in hand. That being said, there's several scenes in the trailer that, the baby Rex is really well lit, and you can see a very hyper green undertone. And I think that's what they were going for with this figure in terms of inspiration. But I feel like I would have just dulled the green a tiny bit, personally. I do like the green that they went with, but I would have maybe just made it, or just done a little darker shading over it just to blend it. Because it's such a nice figure, and they've worked so hard on these figures, and it's just it's such a weird small thing that just feels like it's off because it looks really good. And I can say that the JP3 ones that they've been putting out, just man, the finishes on those are amazing. So we've got a new base here from the looks of it. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have the the bar that you snap in and holds it up from the bottom. This has just 2 little pegs that you plug into the bottoms of the baby Rex's feet. So let's go ahead and start with our 3 amigos, the Compies, or Compsognathus, or Pro-Compsognathus. Well, actually, let's go ahead and get these cast, and then we've got a looks like Nick Van Owen's belt that they used as a makeshift muzzle in the trailer. These look really good. I've seen some folks say some funny stuff about them too, and I've got a good sense of humor, so I can see it. But all things considered, I think they're kind of the best compies we could have gotten from an Amber collection. Mommy, Daddy, I'm having trouble getting this something out of the box. You have to come see this. Apologies. We woke up this morning to find the coffee can empty. So the voice would be a little deeper. Target near you and at a Walmart near you, you may have trouble finding supply. So get to buying your Christmas presents now, especially these Jurassic World figures. So yeah, so our Compsognathus, we're putting this chin in what looks like it's kind of a chin enthusiast could be proud of. So yeah, all right. So the compies, I love the compies. I think they're kind of adorable, and the chins kind of I don't dislike them. I know that they're a little bit big. They're a little bigger than we would have expected. And it's the only thing on these figures that isn't 100% screen accurate, and folks are calling them the J. Leno compies. But you have to understand, the bottom jaw would have been a lot bigger if they'd used like a peg that they would have stuck through, the head and just connected it to the bottom jaw. Also, we've complained a lot about bullet holes and screws, so they're just thinking about us, guys. Like, just think about that. We remember the days of Hasbro. We don't like holes on our figures. It looks unrealistic. So what they did was that they used a ball joint to connect the jaw to the head. And yeah, so it's kind of swivels. It's a little different. It's not something I've seen with toys, and I get that folks are having a bit of a odd reaction to it. That being said, these are once again, like, any complaint I have with Mattel is always lobbed in a way where I'm saying as the caveat that they've given us the best Jurassic Park figures we've ever gotten to date. So, I love you, Mattel. Thank you. These compies are great. They can certainly pack a lot of food in their bottom jaw there. And yeah, I'm excited to see for whatever you come out next, because you guys are only getting better. This one looks like it's got a little, I don't know, maybe the plastic inside needs to be shaped a little bit so that the ball joint fits in a little better. So yeah, there's definitely room for some product defects, but there's always room for improvement. And I've seen Mattel in real time, like, listen to the folks who are letting them know what they think they might be able to do better on the next round, because we know that they're big on improvement. Yeah, the bottom jaw on this particular one, I don't know if this is just this particular mold that has kind of something weird where it makes the bottom jaw protrude a little further than the other two, because the other two, it sticks in perfectly. It's just this one, it might even be a manufacturer defect just for my particular baby T-Rex box, Amber box. But they look good together, and you know it. Seriously. So let's get to the baby. And the patterning on this guy looks really nice with the striping. It looks like the Baby Rex from the movie. It's a much nicer Baby Rex than the Savage Strike one that we got with the Jurassic World Legacy line, and it was later re-released with another Jurassic World Legacy T-Rex, which was the green one, the bull. We've gotten two babies, and I thought they looked rather funky. So this is honestly the nicest Baby Rex that we've gotten. But that's actually the one figure that I would say Kenner did better than Mattel was their Baby Rex that they made for the '97 Lost World line. Because Mattel's just, I don't know, like, it was a little odd looking. I think they tried to go for cute, and it just looked a little odd. This one, however, looks quite nice. Mold. Let's get him in a better pose so we can observe him. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's not cool. Hey, I thought the days of opening a Jurassic Park T-Rex and finding the tail bent were behind us. I mean, it's almost ironic. I hate to say that I can find something to love about everything Jurassic, but I'm annoyed by this right now. But at the same time, it's like it reminds me so much of the Red Rex that everyone had in the 90s, and the Thresher, actually, that came out with The Lost World, where they packed them in the box and the rubber was bent in such a fashion that you couldn't unbend it. No matter what you did, it just got warped that way when it was being transferred to the store from the factory. That being said, man, this is kind of a bummer. It's a really obvious defect. I might be able to fix it. We'll see. Maybe heat it a little bit and get it to... You just want to be careful not to damage the figure. Looks like the rubber's a little warped there as well. Well, the tan on the belly is really nice. It provides a nice contrast to the green. Up top, it's almost like a watermelon-y, theme. It looks really nice, but this tail's bumming me out, I'm going to be honest. We'll try to get in a better pose for you. Maybe there's a way to pose the tail so where it doesn't look kind of wonky. Yeah, it's really cute. It actually does look like the baby Rex. Like it looks like the Stan Winston, like practical effects creation. The tail. Reminds me of this like one wonky street cat that we used to have that would come by the house and we put food out sometimes because well, we are those kinds of people that like animals. We don't do that anymore because we know it's wrong. But yeah, he was kind of like just streetwise looking, and he would have a bend in his tail. Like he just looked like he got into a lot of fights with other cats, and he had this break that looked very similar to this baby T-Rex. He had like a nip in one ear. He'd seen battle quite a bit. But I didn't want it on my Amber Collection T-Rex. That being said, like somewhere inside of me, just as a Jurassic fan, there's some weird sense of poetic justice, like opening up a T-Rex toy with a tail that's bent in a warped way that you can't necessarily fix. I just like, what is wrong with me? I shouldn't be okay with this right now, and I'm not okay, but it's a really nice figure. I really like it, and I'm probably going to have to get a second one with a good tail that I can put on the shelf where this one will be until then. And then we'll treat this one like a repaint. Or treat this one to a repaint. A personal repaint. Really just some darker shading. So we got Nick Van Owen's muzzle on there, that's the belt. And as you can see, it's a really nice representation of the baby Rex from The Lost World. You can almost hear it doing its weird little cry. And we've got the cast, which goes on the broken leg. If you remember, the Kenner one had like a little weird break on the leg, which actually kind of, I never liked it. It would make the figure unstable because it was like the leg was broken and it was like connected by a weird rubber string. And if you stood the creature, if you stood the dinosaur up without the cast, sometimes it would just fall over. It was just in a really kind of gruesome way. Like it was like the leg would just like bend in a odd Conor McGregor sort of way. So let's snap that into place. And I'm just having a little trouble moving it into its proper location. Dropped one of the copies, which are actually, once you balance them properly, they're surprisingly good at standing. You maybe bend the tail a little little bit too to make it look. There you go. See? This kind of paints a weird, grim picture for the baby Rex. I mean, I know everyone says that, or at least Joe Johnson said that the one in JP3 that gets its neck snapped by the Spinosaurus was the juvenile version of this baby Rex, which is also grim. But this, pack itself just kind of makes me think that maybe when the container with the adult bull Rex and the baby got back to Isla Sorna, this broken-legged baby ran into some compies, and that's a little too likely for me. Yeah, it's a little bit dark, but still a very nice set, and thank you, Mattel. And yeah, we have our two Lost World Amber Collection figures here together. As you can see, that's the Tyrannosaurus, which we got 2 waves back, 2 or 3 waves back. And these are also getting a little harder to find in Target now, Target stores. I'll have links for both of these in the video description. And there is the baby on the shelf, where it belongs. And hey folks, if you like what we're doing, check us out on Patreon. It always helps, and like the video because that gets things moving, and comment. Tell us what you thought about the baby Rex and its wonky little tail. And subscribe because we're going to be bringing you a lot of content on the road to Dominion. Hit that bell so you know when we're posting. And hey everyone, make sure and stay safe out there.